Yes, Mani, we
Yeah.
can see.
Okay. So so far we discussed about that what we discussed of the constraints, right? So primary key constraint we discussed. Now there is a concept called not null. So not null means what? Suppose you when you creating the table, you cannot without inserting. I mean, you have to insert the column name. So that is called not null. Okay. So how you are going to define it in when you're creating the table? Okay. Just create. Betty, make sure that you have to start the mm,
Yeah,
recording.
yes, ma'am. Ah, yes, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. So create table. Say for example, temp temp. Say for suppose I'm creating. Assume that suppose if you are not creating not null, whether you are inserting or not inserting, system will not consider whether wherever that you are if you are not try to inserting means system will giving null values. Okay, but if you give not null, you must insert that those values. Otherwise, it throw the error. Okay, see example I'm saying empid varchar 50 not null, then emp name varchar 50. This is assume that this is null. So just I'm creating, closing the table. So as per the standard instruction, we have to execute the query. Okay, just execute. Table is commands completed successfully. Now just listen. Insert into table name is what? Tempium. So tempium, tempium. So whenever you create in the table records, just make sure that values. So values is what? Sometime what you will do, the syntax is okay. You just forgot how to insert the records. That when I taking the DML statement, I will explain to you. Meanwhile, just remember, just note that. So how you are going to insert the record? So emp id, comma emp name. Okay, then values. Here, for example, I'm giving E001. E001. See, whenever it is a varchar type, you have to make sure that within codes only you have to enter. Okay. If it is a number, no need of these codes. Okay, that is the difference between when inserting time of insert and I mean um, varchar and so now I'm giving, for example, one record. Say, for example, India. Sorry, the name is something called Ravi. Okay. Now, just make sure that now I'm going running this. Okay. Now we close the record. Okay. Insert into temp record user. Just make sure that I'm running, inserting the things under executing. Incorrect syntax near Ravi. Okay, 1 minute. I think I forgot to give the comma. Okay. Okay. Now now execute the query. So one row is affected. The same thing. See, we are in the within this value you given so that there is no issues. The same thing I am trying to insert without for example, I remove the emp ID. Just I'm trying to insert the employee name only. So now try to insert the record. It throw the error because cannot insert the value null into the column employee ID because you created the constraint name called not null. Not null. That is what system may never insert the null values into the table. That is the meaning. You guys understand? You guys understand? Any
Yeah,
doubt?
yeah. No, sir.
Surya, you understand?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I understand.
Can you explain it again, sir?
yeah. See, I am going to creating the table. Actually, in this chapter, what we are learning the constraints. So constraint, I told you already, many constraints are there. So what is that? Primary key constraint. Okay. Constraint is what? See, constraint is what is meant by constraint. So when creating the table should be in a structured format. Okay. I don't want to insert some rubbish values, which means what? Irrelevant values. I should not create it. Okay. I mean, I should not enter into the irrelevant values, which means what? Suppose when we creating the table, we are giving some structure. So this is the format of my table, this is the way it's going to work. So that is the basic things. Okay. Now, after create when creating the table, suppose I am giving employee ID where care, if you give not null, if you give not null means system after creating the structure of this table, suppose you are trying to inserting the record. So when inserting time, system always expecting the employee ID, always expecting the employee ID. Without the employee ID, you cannot insert the values, you cannot insert it. Okay. So that is the constraint. We already discussed about the primary key, right? Primary key. Now we are going to discuss not null. So not null, primary key, not null, almost similar only. But the only thing is, primary key is never allow any null values, any duplicate values. Not null is not like that. Not null is, if you are creating the table, you suppose if you created as a not null, you have to enter the value. You have to, your system is expecting the value. See, I'm trying to executing. The same time, one more table I'm creating. See, one more table. Assume that the difference I'm telling. Assume that this is a temp ID 1. Assume that. Here, I'm creating null. Okay. Which means what? Whether the employee ID may you can enter or you may not be enter. System will accept. Okay. See, for example, I'm creating the table. I created. Okay. Now I'm trying to insert the record with this column. Temp ID, temp1. Okay. See, 1 values E001, E002. Okay. Now, okay. See, I'm trying to insert the record. It is inserted. The same thing, for example, I am creating with empty. Same temp1. Now it will allow, it will not throw the error. See, for example, emp ID, comma emp name. What I'm going to do is see, just I'm giving empty or I can, or something empty. See, now it will allow the value. See, if I'm trying to insert, see, it is allowing with the empty. Because when creating the table, we are telling to the SQL server, we are telling to employee ID may be allow the null values. But this case, if you are giving any empty, if you are giving any empty, system will throw the error. You understand the difference? Still not clear.
Yes, sir.
Mani,
Yes.
can I tell you what I understood?
Yeah, please.
We created a table first, which is like a temp employee table one.
Correct.
In that, there are two attributes, emp
Mm,
ID and emp name.
yeah.
So both are in varchar 50
Mm,
and one is not null, another one is null.
correct.
So is that mandatory? Like I insert value in both of them, the emp ID and emp name at once?
This case, when you're taking the example temp tab, employee mandatory. Employee name is not mandatory.
Yeah, which is not null and null cases I understood.
Yeah.
So while I'm inserting,
Mm,
I would say I write insert uh,
yeah.
like insert into temp the table name, and
Mm,
I write only employee name and the value is some Ravi or what else. So
I'm
if
writing.
I do that, will that affect the that attribute, or will that show, or it will not?
Okay. I write your query, what you are telling.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So which is the table is temp emp, right?
Hmm.
So your attribute is just you are adding emp
One
name.
employee name, just.
Okay. Employee name. Uh, then values. Value.
Yes.
So I'm giving, say for example, okay, any name, some for example, Teja.
Same Ravi. Okay.
Okay, fine,
Yes.
any name. Okay. If
Hmm.
you try to insert, system will
Hmm.
throw the error. Why?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, because I'm trying to insert, cannot insert null value column emp ID because
Hmm.
employee ID is the mandatory field. Mandatory field in as per
That is what I'm asking. There are two attributes, and I have to fill the both at once, and we have to satisfy the null and not null values. I mean, the
yeah.
things.
But here,
Okay.
see one more telling. So what are all the column name you are giving? Based on that only you are
Hmm.
going to insert in the record. For example,
Okay.
here I am giving only
Hmm.
employee. Okay,
Hmm.
no need of because it is not null. I mean this is null. Which one?
Null.
Employee name. Okay.
Hmm.
In now this case it will allow
Oh.
because it is null value is accepting. See, we are giving null. Null means what? Whether you can enter the value or you may not enter the value. But
Okay.
employee ID is mandatory. That is the meaning.
Okay.
Clear, Surya? I mean, Aditya? Surya, I think Surya only asked this doubt, right?
Yes, sir. No, no.
Aditya, I think.
Yeah, I asked that out.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
See, if you give this, see, if you when you creating the table, if you give not null, those
Hmm.
column name mandatory. That is the meaning. You have to understand internally. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So keep in mind, whenever you are creating the table, if you give not null, you have to enter. It is must. Without entering, you cannot escape it. Otherwise, what we mean, what is the internal meaning is the system will not create a insert the record. It won't. Clear?
Hmm. Okay. Yes, Ravi.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Money. I was stuck in that.
Okay. See, I am creating now. I'm not passing the what we call. I'm not passing employee name. Okay. So just but I'm not passing employee name. I'm creating try to inserting the things. It is allowed. See one of see for example E004. What is that? Select how to see the record. Select star from 10 p.m. If we give that because E004 corresponding name is not created, so that it throw the error. Okay, I mean it will give the null values. Okay, one. Okay, see select star from 10 p.m. Okay, now executing the things. E004 null. It is allowing, but this is must. Employee ID is must. Hope you clear, Surya.
Yes, sir.
Or you want to take it again? No problem. Thousand time also you can ask the doubt. But one point, even though small thing you learn, it should be remember the things. I mean, it's keep in your internal mind.
No, no, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. So I hope this not null is you understand the things. I mean, not null. Why we creating not null? Okay. And the another important concept called foreign key. Foreign, sorry. Foreign key. Okay. See, I'm telling the theoretical point of view. What is foreign key? Now, how you are going to creating the when creating the table? What is the purpose of this? Is very interview questions. Whenever you go to interview, definitely they will ask the questions as a SQL developer. So foreign key means what? I'm telling the one example. Okay. Um, you suppose you are a child. Your father. Okay. Okay. The child is always depending on the parent. Am I right? But for don't ask this question. If you I don't have a father, how who am I going dependent? That is different scenario. I'm not talking about that. If he is a child, it is always depending on the father. So what is that father having the things? It will directly related to the child. Okay. So that is the concept. So how we are going to to play the things means, suppose I have there is a two table. Assume that I have two table. For example, purchase master and purchase detail. So master table is one, we are defining one column name as a primary key. The same column name in the child table, if you declare, it is a key called foreign key. I will tell you one real example. Okay. Suppose I am telling that in summary, short summary, I have item code. Say for example, item code I001. Assume that this is the hammam soap. Hammam soap. Hammam soap. In this hammam soap, suppose your owner is asking, okay, how much today sold this hammam soap? Okay, so we will tell that, okay, today total sale is almost $500. We sold for $500. Okay, but we are telling this is summary. This is summary. We told that we are telling that it is we sold for $500. But I want in detail. So detail means what? Same. Okay. I'm putting an Excel sheet so you can people guys are easily understand. So okay. See, I001 total sold is $500. Okay, this is summary. Similarly, I need an elaborate. So elaborate detail. Assume that this is detail. Okay. Detail is what? Okay. Assume that this today date is what? 20. So 12, 20, 2023. So I001. Okay. Assume that this is date, code, and amount. Okay. Sometime this is a summary. We clearly understood. But I need in detail. So how the details are going to we are going to enter it. See, same thing, everything. Okay. Just paste it here. For example, same date, same date, same I001. This is $50. I'm mentioning the time. For example, 9 o'clock shop is opening. So 9, then 10, 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, 10 colon 0. Same 1, 200. Same date, 11 o'clock. Same I001, some 200. Same date, some for 2 p.m. I001, $50. See, this is the detailed information. This is a summary information. Just up to the particular date, what is the sold. But in detail, we are elaborating, I mean, we are giving the details, which time, same item code, how much is sold. So this is the data, particular data. So we can call in our SQL Server terminology, it is called detail table. This is called master table. Okay. So when you creating the master table, we are telling that this is that, for example, assume that this is the master piece of information. This is the, we can call it as the primary key. Primary key, its own, it won't repeat it again. But in this table, the same primary key may be repeat. Okay, how you are going to achieve it in SQL Server when creating the table? How you are managing with these two there? Okay, so this is the theoretical concept. How we are going to implement in how to creating the foreign key concept in SQL Server. So as per this table, we can call it as foreign key. As per this table, this is the primary key. Primary key, it won't repeat it again. But what is the relation? This same code, it will be relating with in this child table with multiple times. Okay. So as per this table, this is called foreign key. As per this table, this is called primary key. This is one kind of example. I will give you one more example with a clear, crystal clear. Okay. Same thing. One more example I'm giving. Okay. For example, same information, same information. I'm creating that. Say for example, this is sales master. Sales master. Assume that this is sales master. Then another table called sales detail. Sales detail. Okay. This sales master, I'm repeating entire informations. Okay. Okay. I am creating a sale ID. Sale ID 1. The same information in sales detail table, make it as sale ID. Remove this. Yeah. Instead of that, we make it as sale ID. So, okay, 1, same 1, 1, 1. So, in this example, the detail table, this is the foreign key. As per sales master, this is the primary key. This primary key never repeat it again. It's never repeat. Okay. So how you creating the table in SQL Server and how we are going to achieve it, we are going to discuss about the tomorrow class. Guys, I mean, this is a little bit confused and a little bit tricky also. So once you get practice, definitely you will learn a lot of things in the SQL Server. Okay, I understand foreign key is a little tricky. When I'm taking the next class, definitely you can understand the things, right? So tomorrow, same time, it's not same time. We will discuss around 2 o'clock. Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. So 12 o'clock we will communicate it again. Okay.
Okay, Mani. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.